Good evening, everybody. My name is Jesse Colson and welcome to my channel. Getting back on the boat tonight. As you can see, it's up on the trailer. I've actually done a little bit of work on it, kind of off camera. Got a majority of the electrical ran on that side. The dash is almost all completely together. I had to get it up on the trailer so I can get the motor back on it to try to finish the rest. So we've got the stereo mounted right there. We'll see how that works out. It may end up getting moved elsewhere down the road, but for right now, that's what we got. So we're gonna start the process of getting the motor back up on it. We got everything's basically ready for the motor to get on. We've just got to get it lifted up and put in place, and then the motor will basically be ready. We've just got, I think, 3 wires we got to run, and that part of it will be done. We got to get the rest of the wires ran up to the front into the new fuse panel. Put a new fuse panel up underneath and put in a new switch cluster right here. We got to get the new remote control put in, new throttle. All the cables around it and the wires spliced up, get it all hooked up. And then get the side panels put back on. We kind of decided we're just gonna leave the wood look on the side panels for right now. Put them in the other night and actually kind of liked the look of it. So we discussed it and figured we're gonna leave them in for right now. Down the road, we have the extra carpet. We may end up carpeting over them at some point. But for right now, we're just gonna go with it and see how we like it. We got everything wired up. The new lights are wired up. Bilge pump is wired up. Part of the stereo is already wired in. Well, the motor's sitting back on here. Getting ready to start tightening everything in. Get this all tightened back up. Alright, so I've got wires and everything from the motor ran up to the new control. I got the new control hooked up. Now I've got to splice these wires to these wires. So most of the colors are pretty self-explanatory. You basically just line up the colors. Alright, I'm about done wiring up. Okay. So that's kind of what it looks like. You just connect each wire. Like I said, they're basically self-explanatory. Got this one. I probably should have put this coming out the front, but we'll make it work. So that's all hooked up. Here's my warning horn. this gray wire will go up and connect to this one underneath the dash. This purple lead will go up and connect under here. There's a couple under here that I've got to get hooked up because I only want them to actually work when the key is turned on. Some of my gauges right here I got to rewire so that the wire that connects to those comes off of the control. So now this is all hooked up how it should be.
That's cool then.
This bit is safe. Thank you, son. That is safe. That is all safe. So need to now hook up the rest in the back in the battery box and in the little distribution box that's back here. And then
That right there is basically what it feels like on the water.
I've also got to connect the tilt and trim in underneath to the other tilt and trim that's under there. But I gotta wait to do that until I get this mounted up where it needs to be. I just want to check everything and make sure it's going to do what it's supposed to before I go any further, just in case I've wired something wrong. So I got the wires hooked up back there, got the battery hooked up kind of temporarily just to test everything. So all of these are hooked up. As you can hopefully hear, the ignition's working. Power tilt trim is working. Choke solenoid's working. Got power.
Hopefully you can see the thing spinning.
Okay.
Everything's working good. Here you go.
Alright, so that's that. I'll have to extend these wires. I just kind of temporarily plugged them in to make sure it was going to all work. I'll have to send them in, get them hooked up properly. So what all we got accomplished today? Motor's back on. Wiring's all ran from the motor in. It's all hooked back up. Wires are all ran up to the control. The control's hooked up. So we got the new control hooked up. Boat's back on the trailer. Everything's looking good. Got power to the motor from the control. All of the wires are hooked up correctly and seem to be operating like they're supposed to. Yeah, everything's coming together good. Got the rest of the window back on. Guess that was the other thing we did. So the whole window's back on. A couple more things. She'll be ready for the water. Today is May 1st. So the next few weeks, I'm sure we'll start melting ice. Be getting close to actually getting it out on some water. Sometime probably around April, mid-April, end April, somewhere in there. I'm sure we'll hopefully have fishable open water again. I'm excited. This has been a good project. Almost looks like a whole brand new setup. Nice painted trailer, painted boat. It's all looking real good. Like to say thanks to everybody for watching. If you enjoy what we do, please like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.